Let's pump it. We have to, right? Here we go, everybody. Let's go. I love the song. You guys know that. My favorite part of the film, this track, right? Take That remix. And boom, boom. Here we go. Live from the City of Angels. It's Sunday night. And it's Oscars 2025 officially to bed here tonight. And, you know, the worst case scenario happened, everybody. But I'm conflicted. Because if you're watching the Oscars tonight, you saw Sean Baker give that speech, impassioned speech about cinema, which is all we care about. So, I don't know what to do. Let's listen to the song breakdown and then I'll think for a second. Here we go. Give me a second. I mean, the track fucking slaps, baby. Let's go! So here we go, guys. Welcome in here live to MMT on this Sunday night. This is our big Oscars postgame that we've been doing now for 3 years, and it's one of my favorite nights. Even if you think last year was bad, which I would agree. I mean, when Anora wins Best Picture, Director, Screenplay, Actress, we're talking about wow, right? But that's the thing, you know, when you look at Sean Baker, nobody is a bigger cinema champion than he is. So that's why I have the utter state of, what am I going to do here? I don't know what to do. But you guys, listen, I mean, ultimately, how can you hate a director who is all about saving cinema? And it's exactly what he's done everywhere he's won. He has given a version of the speech you just saw here tonight. In fact, I'm going to look and see if I can find it on X. Thanks for being here live again. You're watching Midnight Movie Talk live from the City of Angels. Always live. Well, occasionally on tape, but live to tape. Okay? Here is Sean Baker winning. I don't know if we have the whole speech, but let's listen in. He wins Best Director tonight at Oscars 2025. It's now in the books.
This is the third Oscar win for Sean Baker.
And the Oscar goes.
And there we go. As you heard, the third win. And when you look what happened here tonight happened, it really starts back at Cannes, right? We talk so often about how narratives get shaped. And once they are shaped, they almost become cemented. And once this film won the Palm at Cannes, the narrative was, this is a great film. This is a film that should be in the mix for Best Picture. Look no further than Parasite, another Neon film, 2019 into 2020, right before COVID hit, right? One Palm wins Best Picture. So Neon has done this before, and Neon really knows how to capture the zeitgeist. They're better than A24 right now. Look at a Monkey, look at Long Legs, look at this film winning Best Picture tonight. The folks in charge at Neon, and there's a bunch of younger, Gen Z, millennial in there. They know how to run this thing. Run by Tom Quinn, who kind of heads the whole operation. But they are experts now at getting films across the finish line, as evidenced by tonight and the wins by Anora. Let's go over a number of these wins, and then I'll get to as many comments as possible. I am alone tonight, no producer. So it's just me, right? It's not like I have a team of 10 people helping me out. So cut me some slack. If I don't get to your comment, I'll do my best to get to it here tonight. Thanks for being here. Best Picture, again, you can see here Anora wins as it captures the preferential vote. Remember, remember, whenever you vote in the Oscars, you're going to rank your 10 films from 1 to 10, and Anora appeared on enough number ones and or near the top of a lot of preferential ballots to get this thing done. I thought that possibly we could see a complete unknown, but once the night was really rolling along and you see it winning nothing, including Chalamet losing to Brody, you start to say there's no chance, right? I mean, there was a very minimal chance how it was, but you always like to keep hope alive, especially in an award season like this. It's been crazy. So when you look at Conclave versus Anora, Conclave has the adapted screenplay, Anora wins original, and then you're looking at those year two, and it turns out that Anora just beat Conclave. We'll never know what the final results are. I really wish we did, but we won't. So we just have to assume that Anora won, and it wasn't even close. I mean, we have no idea. Directing Sean Baker, again, for the picture director sweep. And I'm going to try to find the speech, and we'll play it for you again. But listen, if you've never watched MMT, let me explain something to you guys. This is all about, for me, this is all about theatrical. It's not about streaming. It's not about talking about shows. It's about talking about anything that's in a movie theater. Anything at AMC, Regal, Cinemark, wherever you go. It is sacred to me. Like he said, Baker's talked about in that speech. It is a communal experience, right? And isn't it interesting to see Tarantino hand Baker talk about two of the biggest champions of movies and movie theaters right next to each other on stage? That's a moment. So it's hard, right, to dislike a guy who is clearly enamored, as I am, with that really communal, again, holy, if you will. I mean, I know sacrilegious, right? But for me, there's nothing more peaceful than to surrender yourself to the big screen and just remove all other distractions from your life and lock in. And we have to keep that sacred. We have to keep that going. And we are seeing, as Sean said in that speech, we are seeing movie theaters go left and right. We are seeing them leave, even in cities here like Los Angeles, where we have some of the most movie theaters anywhere and the highest conglomeration of cinephiles anywhere on the planet. You still see a situation where it's struggling. Why is it happening? Well, it's very simple, guys. If you've never watched MMT, it's all about theatrical windows. Once you remove those windows, right, that 90-day exclusivity on a film that you could only see a given movie at a theater for the first 3 months it was released. Then you told the consumer that you can just wait a week or two, in some cases day and date, like we saw with Max throughout the second year of COVID. They put everything in theaters and on Max day and date, same day. So that shows you why we're in the position we're in, because you got the consumer out there saying, hey, listen, I know I'm going to get it at home, in some cases day and date, if not 15 days, 17 days, 30 days max, I can wait. In the old days, you had to wait 3 months. Sometimes longer. If it was still going, it would go 120. You look at the last film that really did that was Top Gun Maverick. And Maverick was one of the films that was hugely important and crucial to getting people back to movie theaters, because you had that exclusivity of everyone saying, I want to see Top Gun Maverick, and the only way to see it's in theaters. Also, it was a big screen event, right? It was an IMAX Dolby PLF kind of thing, right? Premium large format film. So that worked to help bring in, especially the older audience that had left. They returned with Top Gun Maverick. So that is ultimately, regardless of whether Anora wins, Conclave, whatever it is, the fact that we have a director championing, right, out there saying, I'm going to carry the flag of theatrical. I can't hammer him as hard as I wanted to here tonight, because that's just the reality of it. As much as I want to tell you that I think that as a writer, Sean Baker is woefully inadequate. As a theatrical champion, he is so far into the elite level that it's just impossible. At least I'm being honest, right? At least I admit my biases. At least and again, I think this shows the ability we have more than any other channel. The ability you expect me to come on here and say, oh my God, Baker and Nora, the worst things ever. And I can still kind of go there, but I still can turn around and now, in a moment I did not expect to be in, to tell you that Sean Baker and his love of theatrical is more important to me than anything to do with Anora. That's what we do better than anybody else. The ability to always be open to the possibility that maybe I can be swayed to go in a different direction. Very important. A lot of people don't have that skill in this world, and we need more of those people, right? You always have to be a critical thinker and the ability to be somewhat moldable, right? You can't just say cement this thing. It's the only way. And I'm not going to change my views on Anora. It's never going to happen, right? Not a good film. Screenplay-wise, I think it's one of the worst we've ever seen win a Best Picture. It might be the single worst. You're going to say Green Book. You're going to say Crash. I'm going to tell you that this is way worse. Okay, 479 F-bombs. This is not a script. This is a bunch of characters that are all miserable to hang out with, yelling at each other for 2 hours and 20 minutes. If Anora were 130, I wouldn't hate it as much. I think the fact that Sean stretched this film into the 2 hour and 20-plus minute mark is egregious. It is a sin, but again, we love him as a theatrical champion. Back to the rest of the winners here tonight, and I'll look for that speech. If you didn't hear it, it's good. I mean, obviously, if I'm talking about it the way I am, and I spent the first, 15, 20 minutes? How long have we been on? 11 minutes. 11 minutes I've been talking about how great that speech was. Because even though he's given it before at the Spirit Awards, at, I think, DGA, at PGA, the Oscars are bigger. More people are watching. Now, tonight's ceremony was way too long, right? My God, 4 hours. They said 3.5 was going to be. No, it wasn't. We knew it wasn't because it kept dragging and dragging. I mean, we didn't have a first Oscar given out until the 30-plus minute mark. Conan O'Brien, man, he nailed that opening. It was very good. But I think even that wicked first song, double song, right, was the too long. You know, listen, I always get back to this when I talk about evaluating a film here on MMT. If you've never watched one live, we do those all the time. I don't know if I have one tonight. I don't think I have one tonight because we got Oscars. No time to evaluate anything. Here's what we're evaluating the Oscars. When you look at your job as a director is to compress and to make your film as lean and mean as possible. That means you've got to compact the shit out of it. I don't want any wasted space. I want everything that's in there to matter. And if it doesn't, it needs to go. I don't care if you spent a month shooting the scene. It's out. And I think that's the problem we see with a lot of directors. They do not know how to get out of their own way. I get it. You're really committed to what you shot because you invested in it. You spent so much time making this thing for you to say, hey, maybe the scene doesn't need to be in there, or maybe this performance needs to be cut, which we saw in the past happen all the time. Now we rarely, if ever, see someone cut out of a film. You know, in the old days, you hear all these stories about someone had a huge role in a movie and they cut it completely out because back then the studio heads had more control. Now directors do. And for better or worse, right? In some cases, it's for better. In a lot of cases, it's for worse because directors can't get out of their own way and they can't make the hard call to get rid of some material because they shot it, because they are married to it. You cannot be that married to your work. You have to be able to say, is there a way to get this tighter? Here comes, I just found it, here comes his speech about Theatrical. Let's listen to Sean Baker, our cinema champion here tonight on MMT. Thanks for joining us live. You're watching the Oscars postgame show on Midnight Movie Talk. Here comes Sean Baker. The wrong one. Hold on. Let's see if they have it. I don't know if they cut it. Why did they not cut this? Come on, Film Updates. Hook me up, you guys. I'm looking for the speech. I do not care about because that when he said it was the director. Okay, if you guys find it, send it to me. Let's continue on the list then, and I'll find it here momentarily. Director, as you guys know, we just talked about Baker. Brody wins over Chalamet. Now listen, here's the thing. So when you look at Brody and Chalamet, it really was a close race. I guarantee you that. Again, we'll never know what the final result was, but in this case, I would give it to Brody. The Brutalist is a very good film that has problems on the back end. It's not about Brody. Brody is virtually in every frame of this thing, and he is spectacular in his role. Now, Chalamet is the best he's ever been in A Complete Unknown. Here's how I would vote as an Oscars voter, and as you see Brody wins here tonight. If you're an Oscars voter, the way I'm going to look at this is who is likely not going to be here again. I always say that when it's a head-to-head situation and you see both as roughly the same, I'm going to try to award the Oscar to whoever I believe will not be in this position again because it's their last look. Look at Mikey Madison, Demi Moore. We'll talk about that in a minute. I would have given it to me for that very reason. When you look at Brody is not, his problem, as he talked about, like it puts me back on the map. The problem with Brody is not that he is a bad actor or he doesn't bring the goods, right? He is a tremendous thespian and one of the best that we have. But, what you have to remember is when you look at him, he's unconventional looking guy, okay? He's not going to fit into roles as easily as a Chalamet, right? He's got a very specific kind of weird, right? He's a weird-looking dude, okay? Again, unconventionally handsome. I wouldn't say he's ugly. He's just, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at Brody, you've got to slide him into Brutalist. You cannot put him in every film. Therefore, his chances for Oscar down the road will be markedly less than you look at a Chalamet, who I guarantee you will have an Oscar win here in the next 5 years. If he continues on his current trajectory, could be for Messiah, for all we know. We'll talk about Dune in a minute. I got plenty of thoughts about that, about why it only won 2 Oscars tonight. It's all about release date. But when you look at Chalamet, he is going to be in position to win not 1 or 2. He could have 3 or more best actor or supporting, more than likely actor at this point, because he's now at that point, he's a leading man. He's not going to be supporting for very much. That said, we have seen lead go into supporting as it happens with Zoe Saldana you see here tonight with Emilia Perez. That's a lead performance that Netflix slotted supporting. If you don't understand how that works, basically the studio decides where they believe that actor, actress, whichever, is best suited to win/nominate. How can we get the most out of this, the most value out of our performance? Netflix said the most value we can get is to put Zoe into supporting, even though it's a lead, okay? Because they knew they'd win. I go to The Favorite all the time. Whenever we have a discussion, go back to The Favorite. Remember how Searchlight slotted that. They went Coleman lead, and then we went with Stone supporting, Invite supporting. So when you look at those two in supporting, the reason they took Stone, who's the lead of that film, very clearly the lead, the reason they slid her over, she just won for La La Land, so they knew, Searchlight knew, she wouldn't be able to land the lead as easily, certainly not win, but because of the way they slotted that, the way they FYC'd it, if you will, you get Coleman with the win. And that's how you do it. That's how Netflix did it. So when you look at Chalamet, yeah, maybe he will end up being supporting at some point and get some small role. But I think as a lead actor, this guy's going to be looking at plenty of wins in the future. This was a big breakthrough performance. Remember, we've been big criticism of Chalamet going way back, and you look at like a film like Wonka, miscast. He's not right for that role. He's, listen, I've met Tim Chalamet in person. Tim, yes, we're that close. He is, man, a bolt of energy. The guy is so much contagiously fun and energetic, and when you watch him on screen, it just kind of dissipates. And Wonka, you need the Chalamet that I met off screen at the Critics' Choice Awards. And instead, I got the Chalamet who's tight, right? You go back and you watch MMT when we first started the stream, you're going to see me more constricted than you are now because you become more loose, you become more comfortable, you do this enough, you do 10,000 hours of it. God, how many have we done? At least 10,000. You get really good at it. I'm not saying I'm great, but I think I'm better than a lot. And the reason is because you just let it go. And I think Chalamet needs to let it go more. And I think this is a big piece to that end and completing the puzzle of Timothée Chalamet because he needs to have, I believe like anybody, he's a young kid, he needs to have the affirmation that he is good. And I know, listen, we all need it. I don't care what you say. And the fact that he was nominated and had a really good look, won at SAG, the fact that he's there, this is only going to bolster his confidence going forward. Don't cry for Chalamet. He's fine. He's going to be plenty good when we continue down the road with his career. No question about it. Let's go to actress Mikey Beats to me. For me, remember, I'm going to go for Demi because I don't think she's going to be here ever again. I don't think we'll ever see Demi Moore in this position again unless someone writes a very specific script for her. Let's face facts. When you get to be 40 or above in Hollywood as a woman, you're done, okay? It's over. You look across the board. Very few actresses are able to continue their career in an upward trajectory after the age of 40. Kidman's one. But there's not a lot. I mean, Demi Moore hasn't been in anything of consequence in a very long time. So if you're asking me who should win, it should be her because I don't think she's going to be here again. And I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just being real. That's what we do. Better than anybody else, trying to be real here. Okay? And I think the way we started this stream is about as real as this has ever been. You expect me to hammer Anora, and then I can't because of what Sean just said. But when you look at Mikey, I mean, she is Anora. She is the film. And I just think the character is very one note. And at the end, we get that hard turn. I wish, again, going back to Baker, the writer, this character is not layered enough. This does not show me the full toolbox of emotions that I want to see out of a character so that when that turn happens, when she has her breakdown, I'm there. It goes back to Florida Project. Listen, it's the same problem that I see over and over with Sean Baker. Florida Project's number one problem was Brooklyn Prince, one-note bitch. She's a little girl. She's a little actress. It doesn't matter. Her character's a one-note bitch. And when she has her turn at the end, just like Anora, it's the exact same thing, right? The same arc. When you look at her at the end, she's breaking down and Defoe's looking at her and you're supposed to care for her. The problem is you never set it up throughout the movie of her as this lovable little kid who's only acting like a bitch because her mom's a druggie, right? You got to set that shit up. This is why we're better than everybody, what I just said. Sorry, just saying it. I got to say it when it's there. Here's the truth. If Sean had layered this character and given her the moments to really show me this Anora four-dimensional character, then I would say yes. But as it is, Demi Moore wins, not just because she probably won't ever get a look again, but because she is very strong in substance. My number one film of 2024 is The Substance. No contest. It's number one. Everything else is behind it. I like Complete Unknown a lot. I like a very small film called Handling the Undead from Neon. Love that film. That wasn't an Oscar film, but it's one of my favorite of the year. Talk about dark. Talk about depressing. But I don't mind. I don't need a movie uplifting. So if you're telling me, well, Anora was a down film, who cares? Some of my favorite films are depressing. Right? One of the reasons I love Rogue One, everyone dies, right? I mean, that's beautiful. The sacrifice. Oh, hell yeah. Any movie, Up in the Air. Every time I bring that Up in the Air, he doesn't get the girl. That's how our movie is. What do you think the movie I wrote is? We wrote a movie. What do you think it has? You think it has an up ending or a down ending? You guys guess. I'll give you a hint. It's a down ending, okay? Not like a super depressing down guy blows his brains out, but is definitely not uplifting. Kieran Culkin wins supporting. Listen, and I'll get to comments, I promise. I just want to get through the major ones here. I'm not going to talk about the shorts, okay? We're not talking about the shorts. We're going to leave those out. But Kieran Culkin is one of the best performances of the year, period, okay? Regardless of category. And I don't want to hear from you guys who are like, but he's just the same way in Succession. Every actor plays a version of themselves in virtually every single role. There are very few that are able to be chameleon-like and truly change who they are, their persona on screen. Daniel Day-Lewis, very few. Look, I mean, we're talking about just a few, right? Anthony Hopkins, what, 5, 10? I mean, in the history of film, there's few. But currently, listen, everyone's playing a version. Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, one of the best performances of the year. And I love A Real Pain is one of my favorite films of the year. It should have won Screenplay. It should be up for Best Picture. And it's a shame it wasn't because Culkin, you talk about four-dimensional, right? Well, that's what we're looking for. His character of this manic depressed, my God, it's so great, right? Especially if you've ever been there. I tell you guys a story of like 7 years ago when I was like literally like didn't even want to be here anymore. When I watched Culkin, I go, I remember. I know that. And once you reach that level of performance where you have people empathizing, now granted, I've never been a call girl, a stripper, or a hooker. I can't empathize with Mikey, okay? But with Culkin going through what he is, right? Starting at the airport, ending at the airport. God, I love that movie. Real Pain, if you have not watched it, one of the best films of the year and deserved more than just best supporting. It deserved a screenplay, a best original screenplay. Okay. And also those of you saying, well, the direction. That movie doesn't need direction. That movie just needs competent direction, and we get it. We 100% get it out of Jesse. You don't need to have all these flashy aesthetic moves within a real pain. That's a very straightforward spotlight kind of thing. Okay. So he does fine. Okay. There's no problems with the direction there. So that film works. That film is very good. It's one of the best films of the year. Should have done better tonight. Actress supporting role, we talked about Zoe Saldana. The reason she won, because that's a very massive supporting performance, right? It's a lead, so it's a massive supporting. And kudos to Netflix. They got it done. Amelia Perez with 2 wins. Song also. Even if you hate Amelia Perez, I don't have a problem, certainly, with Zoe winning. For song, it was just another year where who cares? None of these songs were any good. Okay, the Take That remix was not an original song. Otherwise, I would say yes, then hell yeah, that's our song of the year. It's my favorite song from any film this year. I've only played it like 10 times, even though I dislike Anora with tremendous ferocity. I can tell you that I still adore the Take That remix. We'll play it again on the way out of here. It's the last time we'll play it. It's ever. It's right. We had to put it to bed. Writing adapted screenplay goes to Conclave, a film that I have like a C+ grade on. It's okay. If you want to see a better version of Conclave, if you've never watched The Two Popes from Netflix, it's a great film. Okay, you've got 2 performances. You talk about Price and you talk about Hopkins. Oh my God. 2 of the best in one film, 2 Popes. Very similar in feel, but it also has more humanity in it. The characters are 5-dimensional. My God, I love that film. Even if it's Netflix, I hate Netflix, you guys, in case you don't know why, because they don't have theatrical. No meaningful theatrical. So you look at 2 Popes, I'm much higher on, but it's not like I think Conclave is the worst. I would not pick it here. I would pick A Complete Unknown over Conclave. I would pick Nickel Boys over Conclave. I would not pick Sing Sing, and I would not pick Amelia Perez. Because I think Amelia Perez, the strength of that film, and I know a lot of you hate it, the strength of that film is direction, performances. And the screenplay is sort of there, right? I like the screenplay in Amelia Perez. I like the ideas that are present. I don't like the way that they mesh, right? I mean, we all know that scene where they're going through the hospital and she's saying, what parts do you want? It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. But once you get past that, I love the idea, right, of the drug dealer, of the overlord, right? He has to all of a sudden become a woman because he wants to, and also he wants to evade authorities. So because of that, I think that whole idea, and then leaving your family behind and then coming back as their aunt who has to be with your kids and your ex-wife or current wife, I mean, divorce sort of, right? That whole thing is you can relate to. If you're a father, if you're a mother, if you're somebody, you can understand that relationship much more than I could anything in Anora. Now, I didn't say it works 100%, but again, the ideas of Amelia Perez, I love. I don't love the way that it all coalesces. But I again, for me, I still always love the genesis of an idea. The best is, right, when we have an idea that is really great. Like you look at a movie like not Companion, right? Companion that just came out. You look at that film, you're talking about an idea that is executed to near perfection. So that's our favorite movie of the year so far. Companion is fantastic. That's an example of an idea, right? AI turned, robot, Alexa turned human. That whole idea is fantastic. And then we write a script around it that's smart, funny. It's gotten a lot of twists and turns. That's what we're looking for. So I want the genesis. So again, the genesis of the idea of Amelia Perez is there. The execution is off. But it's still better for me than Anora. Minus the scene. I said earlier on the stream, you guys, this is the best example. This is a perfect example. When you look at a film and it has 1 bad scene, maybe 2 bad scenes, but the rest of it pretty much works or is solid, then that film's going to pass. Conversely, if you have a film that has a bunch of garbage and 2 great scenes, that film's going to fail. That's Babylon. The other one was Amelia Perez, right? Amelia Perez has a couple of bad scenes and songs that aren't great, but overall works. Babylon, 2, wow, knockout scenes. Pitt and Margot, right? Margot on stage, Pitt getting told he's done. That's it. Everything else can go to fucking hell. That's the problem. You cannot say a film is great for 2 good scenes. Conversely, you can't say a film's bad because of 1 scene. I mean, short of something that is against your ethics, like I talk about all the time, you go back and you look at a film that does something, child violence. I mean, look at Terrifier 3. Right? When he goes up and slaughters the kid and I see little arms and legs around the room, that's it. I'm over. It's done. You've crossed the barrier. And I'm allowed to be there. I'm allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. You can do that for anything. You can have a barrier on anything. Sex, on violence, on language. I mean, I don't. On most of those things, I have a pretty high tolerance. I do not have a tolerance for torture porn, and that's what Terrifier 3 is, right? It 100% is. Even though I admire Damien Leone, what he's done with that film, the money he's made, and the success he's had, I do not like the lack of humanity in that film. It is very much of a soulless enterprise, and it takes glee in the destruction of humanity, and I do not like that. And you guys understand. When I say that, you guys get it. And if you like that, I think you're a little warped, but I'm not, listen, I understand you're seeing it as comedy. You're seeing it as entertainment. I just don't find entertainment in that, okay? That said, I'd rather watch another Terrifier than The Monkey again. Oh, my God, The Monkey. Holy shit, that movie's terrible. All right, back to original screenplay, which is insane that he won here. Original screenplay is the last thing I would pick for Anora, but it does win. And once it won that, along with editing, we knew it was pretty much done, right? Because they always go hand in hand. As soon as you get a screenplay, you know that's one of the very viable contenders for Best Picture because it makes sense, right? What does a picture consist of? Screenplay. If you don't have a screenplay, you don't have a movie, okay? So it's pretty important. So if they think the screenplay is great, then they probably think the movie's great. It's very rare you have a great screenplay and a terrible movie. Okay, that would be. I'd love to have some suggestions. If you guys have one, let me know. I'm trying. It'll come to me because that's going to come down to the execution of the director. Okay, or performance that was garbage. Okay, here's a good example of a film. I've talked about this many times. You want to talk about a film that's actively destroyed by a performance? Everybody get out your bingo cards for MMT. I'm about ready to drag the card counter again. If you've never watched the card counter, Paul Schrader's movie, that Oscar Isaac in it, that film is truly and utterly brought to its knees by Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish actively goes in every scene that she's in and blows up the entire joint. It is some shit that you've never seen. If you've never seen the card counter, just watch and feel for Oscar Isaac every time that he has a scene with Tiffany Haddish. You just go, I can just see, right, the wheels. He's just going, holy fuck, why was she in this? She is so miscast and so unprepared for that role. I feel bad for everybody. So yeah, the screenplay was interesting with Card Counter, but Haddish is so bad when she comes on the screen. She's doing like a comedy thing. This is not a fucking comedy. This is not a dramedy. This is, wow. And Haddish, thankfully, Hollywood woke up and said, let's just keep her in like a few comedies. Let's not ever try that whole drama thing again with Tiffany Haddish. So when you look at it, right, if you screw up a film with a great screenplay, the director fucked up, an actor didn't deliver, something truly calamitous happened along the way. So once you see it win screenplay, then it's pretty much on for Best Picture. Let's continue here. Again, I would never pick it. I mean, if you ask me which one I'm picking here, Substance, right? And that's kind of the thing, right? So Substance is the film that debuted at Cannes alongside Anora. And isn't it wild that the better film, Anora, in both screenplay and overall and direction, I'd say everything, performance, everything, didn't win, okay? Didn't win shit. And that's a crime. Didn't win at Cannes, didn't win at the Oscars, head-to-head against Anora, right? Substance won what? What did it win tonight? Was it shit? Oh, makeup? Was it hair and makeup? Whatever it was. But it's a shit. We'll get to it. I forget what it was. Animated feature Flow. That's a film that's a short that really should have stayed a short. Started a short, they made it a feature, and it still feels like a short. Man, it's the longest hour and a half I spent this year in a theater. It was really, the cat drifts off into the nowhere land as the end of the world comes, apocalypto, and then the film just keeps going, and you're like, my God, this is a short. And it was a short. The best film here, if you guys haven't watched Memoir of a Snail, Memoir of a Snail's fantastic, and the reason it is so great is because it takes the medium of claymation / stop motion. And it puts some really deep psychological weird shit in it, man. I'm talking about some depressing stuff, some weird you're just going to be like, what's happening? I remember watching Memoir of a Snail over at AMC right down the street here in Burbank. Thank you, AMC, the best complex in the world, only 5 minutes away here from the MMT studios, and we are so happy to have it down the street. When you look at Memoir of a Snail, I remember being blown away going, you're going here? Holy shit, you're going here. You will say that so many times during that film. Wow. I can't believe you're doing that. And it's so cool because, right, whenever you have the medium that's not the traditional way to convey that story, and you've got it happening within the world of stop motion animation, you're like, wow, okay, now we're doing next level stuff. Memoir of a Snail, one of my favorite films of the year, really should be there 100% in for win. It's much better film than Flow. Short, we're not talking about. Cinematography goes to Brutalist. I just finally watched Maria, and I like Maria. As a cinematography play, Maria is the best film of the year. As far as cinematography, you look at Lorraine, and you go back, look at Spencer, Jackie, that man knows how to make a film look. Now, Maria is a little cold, a little boring. It's not going to set your world on fire. But from a visual standpoint, it is a piece of art. And I think that's the thing that I always want to try to do. If I'm a voter for any awards body, I'm going to separate film and elements. We talk about it all the time. I can hate a film. Okay, Anora is a great example. I think Anora at virtually every level is nothing to write home about except for direction. I like Sean's grounded direction. I liked Sean's direction in Red Rocket. I liked his direction in Tangerine. I liked his, obviously, in Florida Project. He's a very strong, aesthetic, grounded, indie kind of looking guy, right? He knows how to make that film look. I just wish someone else would write his scripts. Go back to Damien Chazelle, Babylon. Chazelle's next film is not going to be written by him. That's what you have to do. He's a tremendous technical director, Chazelle. But from a writing standpoint, once I see Babylon, I've got to take your time out. You're in timeout for one film. Whereas some of the viewers here like to say director's jail. Weber's director's jail. There's no question he's in director's jail for at least one film for writing. You can come direct. In fact, I would get Chazelle to direct in a second. He's got the Evel Knievel movie coming out with Leo DiCaprio. I mean, that'll be great because he's not writing the script. So you give me Chazelle's technical prowess and you give me a script written by anyone but Chazelle right now, and I'll probably tell you the film's great. That's the thing. Very few directors can do both writing and directing at a level that is elite plus. More often than not, you get a technically efficient or proficient director and a less proficient writer. Look no further than Sam Mendes' film Over My Shoulder. You can probably see up in the corner. It's kind of blocked out now. Empire of Light. Always bring it up going back to 2022. That film directorially is fire. It spits fire. It is so strong. Screenplay, though, tries to do too much. And again, Mendes as a writer, but you look at Mendes as a technical director, bang on, right? Look at his films. They have it. But Empire of Light proves that weakness of writing. Same thing here with Sean Baker. So again, you have to be able to extract elements. And for me, long story short, this is what I do every time. Every time I just start like a little bit, I start weaving off into other things. Hopefully you appreciate that. If you don't, sorry, it's not your channel. I don't know to tell you. This is live, and I'm just going to shoot. I can't. If I started again, the stream might be entirely different. I might be back to hating Anora, but we're already past that. We've already moved on. I've already moved on in my life. So if you think you're going to get me angry by saying Anora, Sean Baker's speech soothed my savage soul. Costume design went to Wicked. One thing I want to say about costume design, if you're watching the Oscars tonight, I do not like the way they presented. And let me explain. It's not that I have a disappreciation for the costumers who work hard, and that's a tough job, right? We need you to outfit everybody on set and make them period specific and all this stuff. I wouldn't want that job. Man, I'd be bad. Even as much as I love my football kits, okay? I don't design them. Okay, I could tell you if it was good or bad by the look of it, but I don't know how to design them. These guys are amazing. Their work is, unparalleled. But the way that it introduced it took too long. They had actors from the movies doing what they do for like best actor. It's costume. Okay, the average person at home doesn't care. That's the thing. You got to remember, when you make an Oscars telecast, you're not making it for film Twitter. You're not making it for Hollywood. You're trying to make it for everybody so that they fall in love with movies again and they want to go back. When you give me a 5-minute or longer intro to costume design plus a 5-minute speech, then I'm going to turn off the television. Not me, although I kind of wanted to. You know what I'm saying? You guys understand? You have to understand the difference between you guys doing, you doing your job, right? And then also understanding what the audience wants. Trust me when I say this, I don't ever do a show for what the audience wants. Can you guys tell? I mean, I've never done one. It's like I just do whatever I want to do. Film editing is Anora. And again, one that happened, we go, okay, it's happening. Makeup and hairstyling was the substance. There it is. And that makes sense for that film to win there. Live action short, we're not talking about. Music was the brutalist. And I did send a banger tweet during, I want a little love for this tweet. When I saw this guy come up, and by the way, one of the best scores of the year, I would still take Reznor Ross's work for challengers over Nosferatu here, but the Brutalist has some really great composing going on. But when I saw him come up on stage, I said, this is the guy who should have played Nosferatu, not Skarsgård. Right? Am I right? I mean, you give him some fangs, and Daniel Blumberg is totally, he is 100% Nosferatu. Weber's being mean again. Oh, my God. Original song was Amelia Perez. And let's see, are we done yet? Documentary feature was No Other Land, which I believe is about it's Israel and Palestine, correct? Therefore, you knew that would win, right? Anytime we can get a political documentary. Best documentary I saw this year was the Jim Henson doc. It's on Disney Plus now. My God, what the idea, man. So good. I saw that in theaters here in Burbank. Very thankful I did. No one has had a bigger creative impact. Listen, I didn't turn out to be a Muppeteer, but when I was a kid, I wanted to inhabit the world of Jim Henson, right? Seeing Dark Crystal in theaters, Labyrinth in theaters, watching The Muppet Show. Everything he did, I was just like, this man is a visionary. This man is singular. We will never have a talent like this again. We never will. That's what that film delivers. It really does, in an achingly painful way, remind you of the genius that was Jim Henson. I can't recommend that enough. Documentary short, did not watch. International feature, surprise here, I'm Still Here, wins over Amelia Perez. Why is that a surprise? Because Amelia Perez backed by Netflix, and Netflix doesn't like to lose. They like winning international feature. They did it before, as you guys know, many times. They're very good at that. Roma, and then whatever the war film was. I'm literally blanking on that. I was not all that enamored with it. Burgers film. You look, they know how to do that. They thought they had it here. We got this. This is our category, or Neons. Nope. It's going to go to Sony Pictures Classic. So there's I'm Still Here. We knew it was one of the two because those were the two that were nominated for Best Picture. So, right, that's how you figure it out. Obviously. Thank you. I went back to 1987 right then. Production design went to Wicked, as it should. Anytime you create a world like that, fantasy, sci-fi, that's that big, Dune Part 2, obviously. Sound gets Dune, visual effects, Dune, and that's it. Now, let's talk about Dune, because that's perfect. How perfect is this? I just wanted to, I want to discuss Dune 2. We wrap with that as far as the winners here tonight. The reason Dune 2 did not perform as well as Dune 1, Dune 1 won 6 Oscars. The reason Dune 2 did not win 6, only 2 this time around. It's very simple. I don't want to hear it's the second film of 3. It is because Warner Brothers put the release date in March 1 year ago. Essentially yesterday it opened, right? 1 year ago instead of October, November. Why does that matter? Because the average voter does not want to sit around and try to remember a film from a year ago. They have recency bias. And when you have recency bias, you're going to vote for what you just saw. That's why if Warner Brothers would have dropped this film in October, November, like the last one, I think Dune has a chance to win Best Picture. I do. I think you guys know I'm right too. Because it would have been fresh, it would have been urgent, and there would have been buzz. And guess what? It had none of those things going for it when it was time to vote for awards. People want to watch, they want to vote for the things they just saw. We see it happen all the time. And as such, that's what happened to Dune 2. I don't need to read a 1,000-word think piece. I don't need to read what Sean Fennessy, the fraud, has to say. I'm here to tell you, I know I'm right, and that's why MMT is the gold fucking standard, okay? Ain't nobody that even comes close. We are the gold standard because all we do is drop facts like I just did. We are going to get to comments here momentarily. I'm going to look for Sean Baker here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him. They didn't tweet it. How do you not tweet the Sean Baker thing, but you tweet the best picture? His speech. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to search Sean Baker speech, for God's sake. Thank you, Film Updates, for letting me down here tonight. Thanks for being here, by the way. This is live in case you didn't notice. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. Okay, we've got it, baby. Let's do it. Here comes Sean Baker talking about the power of theatrical and saving cinema, which we are 100% down for. Sean Baker, after winning director tonight at the 2020, discussing everything that this channel was founded on. The only thing I want to talk about, the only thing that matters when it comes to what comes through this microphone, it is all about the power of cinema. I mean, how can you have to love that. You have to, again, for everything that this channel is about. And again, listen, how do you save cinema? And I know Sean talked about this, and we've talked about it a ton. And thanks for everyone being here tonight on this live, as always, MMT Sunday Night Spectacular tonight, the post-game show for the Oscars. Listen, here's how you save it. It's very simple. You know, you talk about an Adam Aaron who makes somewhere upwards of $9 million plus a year. When you are the CEO of a theatrical chain like AMC, you have leverage. And we need someone to step in and tell these studios, okay? You need to tell a Paramount, a Universal, Warner Brothers, Disney, Sony, all of them, okay? You have now 30 days to tell us if you're going to agree to this. And this is very simple. A 45-day window. That's it. If you show your movies in theaters, you're giving us 45 days of exclusivity. Now, you're going to say, someone out there's like, we used to have 90. I get it. The problem is, once you ceded that to the studios, they're not going to give you 90. I'm going to take half of that, 45. It's 6 weeks. At least reestablish the understanding for the audience that if you want to watch a film, you're going to have to wait. Okay, and I don't care if you're out there going, I want to watch it at home. Too bad. We're not bending to you. We're not capitulating to you. We don't care about you. We are trying to save movie theaters, not whether you want to venture out to a movie to see it. Okay, if you don't, no big deal. You'll wait 6 weeks. Then you can watch it. But if I am running the show tomorrow morning, 100% tomorrow morning, I talked about this months ago, I'm getting everybody on the phone. And I'm putting it like as simple as that. You have a 45-day window. If you want to show your movies, you're going to agree to that. Otherwise, we're not going to show your films. Are we on board? That's it. Phone call's over. Get back to me. Click. That's it. We're not having a debate. There's no debate. We're not hashing this out. We're not making it 30. I'm giving you 45. That's my best fucking deal, right? And if you don't take it, it's off the table. And then we're just going to say you're not going to play. And the funny thing is the theaters won't go for that because they're afraid they're going to blink. When you have to go with a negotiation like that and you know that it's going to be tough, you cannot yield any power. You've got to give this. This is the deal. This is the one option. You don't have other options. And unless we have that happen, Sean Baker's fears of losing more cinemas are going to happen. We got to make it happen. I'll take care of it tomorrow. Make me Theatrical's Windows Enforcer. I'll get it done quite literally by the end of the week. I guarantee it because I'm not going to fuck around, okay? Yeah, exactly. Like Trump and Zelensky. I'm not going to fuck around. Oh, my God. He just said he's like Trump. He's the worst person ever. More comments here. I'm going to look for more clips, too, on this Sunday night. Thanks for being here live. Again, I'm going to push as many as I can. I'm by myself. It makes it hard when you're trying to do everything and then push comments. I'll push this one. Dune Part 2 and Substance were the only American films that won tonight. They're in my top 10 films of 2024. They are 6th and 7th on my list. Listen. Dune Part 2 is in I think it was like our number 10 film of the year. I do not like Dune 2 nearly as much as Dune 1. That said, it's a better film than Anora. It's a better directed film than Anora. It's a better production design, cinematography, everything, right? Screenplay. So, yeah, if you're asking me if that's a better film, Substance would be my number one pick across the board, right? We're talking about definitely picture, director, actress, score, Substance score, 100%. That would actually be my pick. That or Challengers. I would have Challengers in my best picture, no question about it, because from an editing standpoint alone, that film, right? Performances, editing, score. Just that, which again, once you're talking editing, you're almost talking picture, right? We're so close. Screenplay too, so it's a picture, right? So all those elements are there. That's what makes Challengers so wild. Challengers has all the elements. Another film that has pretty much all the elements is September 5th, and that's a film that did not get a best picture, didn't get an editing, did it get anything? I don't think it got a single nomination, right? That's a film that should be in for editing. It's a great film, and another example of how 2024 really missed the mark when it came to deciding which films were worthy of merit of being selected for being the best of the year. Anora should be number 10 at best. Instead, it ends up being number 1. You know, I liken it to this. 2024, if you guys watch the NFL draft, if you don't, I'm explaining it to you. NFL teams every year get to pick from the best college kids that come out, right? And the draft varies from year to year. Some years, you're talking about prospects in the top 5 that are all lights out, like generational prospects. Other years, you have like nobody that would even be picked in the top 10 in a normal year, but because it's so weak, you have to go with whoever that is at number 1, Jamarcus Russell, right? You look at this year, Anora is the Jamarcus Russell of the Oscars, okay? It's 100% accurate. That's the reality of it. So when you look at this year, it's one of the worst, just like that NFL draft year will be forever rizzed because of the fact that it is so bad with that top pick, and that's what's going to look like for Anora. I think when you look back at history, this will be the worst ever film to win Best Picture. Once more people actually get a chance to watch this, a film that's, I think, at 40 million worldwide. Not a lot of people have watched this film. With the win, more eyes get on it. Look forward. I'm telling you, get ready. It's coming. People coming in going, who thought this was good? I'm looking for somebody who says this was bad. Who was the first person? This is back in October. So here's the thing I'm going to tell you. For everyone watching tonight, if you're new, if you're old, nobody in this space, not one person, I don't care who you throw out, there's not one person who has the fortitude I have. No one. Not one. Nobody. Because I was out there, like the 300 meme, fighting the Anora is overrated battle from October. Okay? Not tonight. Not a month ago, not like Film Twitter a couple weeks ago. No. October. If you showed me this at Cannes, I would have said that. But then the difference is, at Cannes, I didn't know this was going to be a Best Picture. I would have said, oh my God, this is another loser from Sean Baker, who gave us Red Rocket, that has elements that I like, but overall I do not. Right? Look at a Red Rocket. That film, again, idea, genesis. Washed up porn star moving to Texas to rebuild his life. That's it. That's the film. I do not need the 17-year-old at the fucking donut shop. Oh my God, that's bad, right? Also creepy. Okay? Simon Rex and Strawberry, whatever. Fucking creepy. You have that whole thing. That movie, right? The tonal shift. It's like, just stick with depression, stick with drama. And same thing for Anora. If you give me Anora, right, with Mikey Madison, you give me the exact same film, only really get into Anora's life, get into her friends, get into what she is as a person, and then bring in the Russian, and don't make him Yakov Smirnoff. Make him more grounded. Make him a kid that's an asshat, but again, make him somewhat accessible rather than a joke. Okay, having sex as he plays his Sony PlayStation. You know, that, just rewrite all of that, right? That's the thing with Baker, right? You have this idea that's cool, and then you fuck it up with the execution. And that's Anora, and that's Red Rocket, to a lesser extent, Florida Project. Florida Project's the best of his films, no question. because it sticks to drama. It doesn't try to do comedy. Also, I lived in Orlando. It captures the nastiness of Orlando, right? Man, listen, Orlando's not just theme parks. You get outside of Orlando and you're talking some backwoods shit, man. I'm telling you straight up. For my Orlando viewers, you know I'm right. You get there on like 1792, where there's all those old motels where the movie's set. And I just, as soon as I watched Florida Project, I had already moved from Orlando, but I remember going, oh my God, this is fucking Orlando. He nails the feel of that town away from the theme parks. That's his best film, and it's unfortunate that Anora is going to be the film that's recognized as his best, but it's Florida Project. It's not even a question. We're going to see where Mikey goes from here. I mean, it's a great question, because you look at, the Oscar win has not always been the best thing for a young starlet, as we've seen Marissa Tomei. You look at, numerous others who kind of fall off the map. It's almost better not to win. The Oscar curse. Listen, again, I'm not a huge fan of this film or her in the film. Do I have a problem with her getting nominated? Do I think she was bad? No, it's not her fault. It is the character, the way it's written on the page, that is letting her down. It's not her performance. If you give her the ability to go 4D on it and give the character everything I'm looking for, then I think we are talking about a true possible winning performance. But I've got to rewrite the entire movie. I need to sit down with somebody and drop this thing into a depressing vibe rather than this goofy, let's go hunting around New York for Sergey on his Instagram feed. Oh my God. I mean, guys, in all the F-bombs masquerading as a script, it's really bad. And, Adrian, what's the name, writes for Time, had a great tweet tonight saying Anora is a great example of writing a bunch of stuff that amounts to nothing. I'm glad someone else sees it. That's the thing is, right? I'm glad that there are other people out there who are going to watch this film, Anora, and are going to come here and they're going to find my Anora Sucks stream from way back in October and go, this guy gets it. I'm not saying that we have to always agree, but I can promise you this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in the space has the best or a better combination of fearlessness, talent, non-biased, and brings that all together and wraps it up into the most fair and accurate film evaluations you can find anywhere, because I don't carry agendas in. I'm not going to carry in any kind of prior thoughts into Sean Baker's next film. Look no further, guys, if you wanted proof of this, look no further than last year, Poor Things, film I absolutely despised, and I turned around and I liked Kind of Kindness a lot. I mean, it almost made my top 10 of the year. There's a lot of really cool things in Kinds of Kindness. As an overall film, there's issues, but I like, again, the ideas. I'm an idea guy, right? If you present me with an idea that I can run with, I can at least go here and use my brain and think. I don't want to go to the movies and turn my brain off. Anora had me, literally my brain trying to escape my body. Can we just get out of this theater? And I'm like, oh, we got another like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, I was like 5 minutes in. I'm like, this is going to be bad. And didn't change. It was the same shit over and over. I mean, that whole scene. Let's go in, because I need like a short break. I'm going to go in and look for the Anora hostage scene, right? Let's see if we can find it. Give me a second. And we'll watch it, and you guys tell me if this is good. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Watch this scene and tell me, is this of a quality that is best picture, okay? I think they might have deleted the scene, which makes me really fucking pissed, because we had it at one time, we showed it, but now it's like all these other scenes of them partying and things. Give me a second, I'll show you what we got here. What's Grace Randolph saying tonight? Should we check her out? And does she have a live stream? We should watch Grace Randolph stream live. Is she streaming right now, guys? I will do that, because that would be fun to listen to her talk, because she doesn't know anything. So to listen to her talk about this stuff off of a teleprompter, that's the difference between what I do and what Grace Randolph does. She has to script it. She has to write in a teleprompter. I am winging this. Can you tell? I am not writing any of this. I am just shooting from the hip every time we go. Let's see if we can find the Anora scene. I need to find any scene that'll allow me to take a breath here. I'm not going to watch a whole review. God, there's no more scenes here. Anora, let's see, hostage scene. Hold on. Here it is. It's one of the choices, Anora hostage scene. God, it's not here. They got rid of it. Hold on. No, that's another hostage scene. Damn it. All right, let's just watch a second of the trailer and see if we can find the hostage scene. I just need a second, okay, to breathe. We'll watch just a second of this. Pop it.
Annie, I got a kid who wants someone who speaks Russian. Let's go.
No, I'm eating my food.
You're killing me. He's a spender. Come on, let's go.
Hello, this is the beautiful Annie.
Hi, I'm Annie.
I'm Ivan.
It was really weird. Like, I love him. No way. Yes way. What? And I'm seeing him again tonight.
I do love the Blondie song.
Will you marry me?
Seriously?
Seriously.
3 carrots.
What about 4?
Listen, that kid's performance. What about the fuck? He is Yakov Smirnoff. We're going to watch a Yakov Smirnoff video, and you tell me that's not exactly who this kid is.
You hit the lotto, bitch.
I know. Bro, didn't I tell you?
Are you happy?
Very happy.
I found a Yakov Smirnoff
I
video.
love my husband.
Oh,
You do not know this guy.
this is where this is 45 minutes of this. Her on the couch, and then she gets taped in the mouth, and the Armenian Russian guys start yelling at
We
her.
are consenting
Holy shit, this scene was hell.
adults.
If you think this is going to be allowed, you're dead wrong.
Do not touch me.
Remember how long that scene goes on? I'm not kidding you. It's like 45 minutes of that scene. There it is, right? Her on the couch. There it is. There she is.
You're like Cinderella. Yes, Cinderella.
I want to say one more thing. We're watching just a second more of this trailer. If you would have had me a can, I think we would have stopped this. That's the power I have. You guys don't understand. Neon knows it. Hey, Neon, you watching tonight? I know you're not because you won, but you're going to watch tomorrow because you're going to be like, what did Weber say? He actually defended Baker. Oh, my God. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If I was at Cannes, I would have put an end to this shit right now. So this shit's terrible. I would have said it from day one, and then at least there'd be something to counterbalance this narrative. It's the best film ever. There was nothing. Everyone at Cannes said it was the best movie ever. That's the problem. It's why you got to get me into these things, guys. If we can crowdfund it and you can get me to Cannes, I will be the first guy to come out, and we'll make these things legit or not. I'll just call it legit or not, and that's it. I'll come out of the movie and just literally it'll be like a 10-second clip. I just say legit. Fuck no. That's it. Legit or fuck no.
We are married. They're gonna have to accept that. Doesn't matter about anything, okay?
I mean, the trailer's good, right? No, there's the scene. It's time to do some boning in the car. I like the font. Is that a positive thing? Okay, now remember we saw the Russian kid, right? Remember the Russian kid? Let me see if I can find a picture of him again. If you haven't seen the movie, it's the Russian kid. We heard him like he don't have much dialogue in the trailer because he's so Yakov Smirnoff-y. There's the back of him. Here's Yakov Smirnoff. I want you guys to listen. Here comes Yakov Smirnoff, and let's listen to him and tell me if this is not the kid from Anora. If you don't know who this is, he's a Russian comic that was huge in the 80s. Here's Yakov Smirnoff as the kid from Anora.
Hi. Hi. My name is Yakov Smirnoff. I am comedian from Russia. Thank you very much. I want to explain you what happened to that airplane.
It's the kid from Anora.
I am actually from Russia. I was born there, grew up there, worked as a comedian out there.
Dude, it's the kid from Anora. I called this. I have not watched Yakov Smirnoff since the 80s. This is why everyone come in right now. I want comments. If you're watching on X, you can't comment. Sorry. You got to go to YouTube. I want a goat comment right now. I want at least one goat emoji for calling this back in October. If you've seen Anora, you are watching the kid right now as Yakov Smirnoff, as I told you guys back in October. Give me a goat right now.
What surprises me, American people don't know we have comedy in Russia. We have comedians. They're there. They're dead. They're there. It's very hard to do comedy in Soviet Union.
See?
You have to write
It's him.
out all your material, and you send it to Department of Jokes.
That's 100% the kid. I nailed this. I had not even. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nomis. Thank you, everybody. I honestly, God, listen. I called this back in October. This is what makes us the best. I called this kid Yakov Smirnoff, and I hadn't watched Yakov Smirnoff since like 1988. And there he is. It's the kid. One more time, listen to him. It's the kid from Anora.
I'm not making this up. They send it back to you censored. You have to stay with the script. You cannot improvise.
It's the kid from Anora. Oh my God! Thank you, Stewie. I'm 100. It's so good. Oh my God. That kid's, I called this though, coach. I did. Go back to the initial stream from October. This is why it helps to have this like knowledge you have no real use for somewhere stored very deep in the recesses of your mind that you can pull out and go, I never thought I'd talk about Yakov Smirnoff again. And then boom, there he is. By the way, you want more on Yakov Smirnoff? He moved to Branson, Missouri and started doing his stand-up back there and made millions of dollars doing it there. Thank you very much, Dogcatcher. I appreciate it. So this is not a good film. This is, if I said that enough, but we love Sean Baker. We really do. Let's watch another speech tonight. Let's go back and see what else we have. Let me go to discussing. This is the sad part, guys. Discussing. Can I show you guys something? This is going to make everybody. This makes me sad every time I see it. Discussing film has blocked me. Why did they block me? That's so mean. You know, I mean, I'm sure I've blocked a lot of people. I'm not going to lie. If they're disrespectful, but I was just disrespectful saying disgusting film steals other people's shit, which they do. But they block me. It doesn't mean I can't watch their videos. Hold on. Let's see if they have any clip videos. They have any others? There's Ghostface. There's Flo. Where's a video? Film Updates does a better job of that. Let me go back and look. Here's discussing film. I need video. I need to take a break, my voice. I need to get another, what is this? A Corona Premier. Very good light beer right here. Here's the winning call for Neon, as much as I think they've gone off the rails with the Monkey and Anora. From a label, right, you talk about a distributor that started back with really the Tanya Harding, I, Tanya movie. That they've grown and stayed around and only increased their presence, right? Now they are on a footing, if not higher than A24. And, you know, in the past, you're like a Neon, you know, niche, whatever. They have really managed to turn the page and become the studio that matters when it comes to independent film. Also, the other thing that Neon does, and we are here to celebrate here tonight, again, back to what we talked about with Baker. And he mentioned this with Neon. Neon is a theatrical-based studio. They release virtually everything that they have in theaters. Okay, everything. Now, you might not get it in your town, but I can watch them at AMC. And if they're playing at AMC here in Burbank, that means they at least have the major chains involved with their films. I mean, look at Handling the Undead, a film I love. Okay, I'm going to watch, just because we have a lot of people here, I'm going to show you a bit of the Handling the Undead trailer because I love the movie so much with an audience. Listen, my number one job, what I want to do more than anything on this channel is to get you to watch films that you normally would never watch. Okay, not Anora. I want you to watch Handling the Undead. We'll show you a bit of that in a second. But they put that in theaters. So Neon is to be celebrated. Cheers to you, Neon, for this, for giving us movies in theaters. I mean, 100%. You have to recommend that. You have to love that. You have to absolutely get behind that. So, of course, I will with Neon, even though I've called them garbage lately. Listen, no one's... at least I'm, consistently unpredictable, right? Can you know that? Okay, here, we'll watch just a second of the Handling Undead trailer. Is my number 2 movie of the year. It is from Neon. It's a very short trailer, but this is why I go to the movies, to be blown away by a film I was not expected to be blown away by. We'll watch just a second. More of your comments as I watch a little of this trailer. This is Handling the Undead, my number 2 film of 2024. The sense of dread, right? This film really delivers that shit. Depressing as hell. My God, this film's depressing.
Helt precis hva som har skjedd, det usikkert.
Mamma død.
Og så våknet hun igjen.
Hva betyr det?
Jeg vet ikke.
Just a taste of it. I mean, listen, this is a film that is a mood piece. It's a fantastic direction on this. Neon rocks, okay? You can see their logo down in the corner. Watch this film. Watch it at night. Know that you're going to be depressed. And if you're a parent, you're going to be destroyed by this film. Okay, that's what I'll tell you. All right, here we go. Let's watch back to some positive things. Let's watch a little bit of the bit that Conan did pushing going to movie theaters. Of course, we love that. And Conan O'Brien rocked tonight. Very good job, right? He's a pro. He's so good. And he's also kind of apolitical, right? He really didn't. America doesn't want to hear this shit anymore, whether it's Trump or, right, whatever it is. They just don't want to hear it. So let's just lay off Hollywood. And smart. Very little political action tonight, and I think that was a smart move. Here's Conan's bit about going to the movies. Good. And again, anything to go to movie theaters. I know a couple of you are saying, hey, well, listen, we don't love going to the movies. We want to wait for them at home. That's fine. I didn't say you can't. You can do that. I'm just telling you that if I want my theaters to survive, I've got to protect them by giving them theatrical windows, okay? Which means exclusivity for X amount of days. I'm pushing 45. Listen, again, I'm not getting paid $9 million a year. Boy, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But instead, I would go in lieu of that. I'll do it for 1/9. I'll take a mill, and I'll go in tomorrow. I will get every studio on the phone, including IFC and Blue Fox, and I will. There's for those of you who are true nerds of cinema. I'll get ZYX on the phone, and I will say, here's the deal: 45-day window, no budging. No negotiation. It's 45 days. Are we clear? Goodbye. Click. Hang up. Phone's dead. And then you need to get back to me. I'm going to give you 48 hours. That's how it goes. That's how the whole thing would go. The studios would hate me. The studios would, because they'd be like, holy shit, this is like the Trump version of a negotiation. Listen, say what you want about Trump. I just love the fact, listen, even if you hate Trump, the fact that he's so matter-of-fact is just hilarious. Just like, listen, no. That's kind of, listen, I'm not going to tell you this. You watch the stream, you're going to see a lot of that because it's like the no nonsense, I don't suffer fools shit. So you just go, no, we're not going to do that. So that'd be me in the meeting with one of the Universal execs or Warner Brothers like, listen, Weber, well, they're very much aware. Trust me. I'm not just saying this for ego. All the studios very much know who I am because they generally hate me because I will say things that no one else will say because I am not beholden to access from them. When you don't care if you're going to be invited to the next screening or the next party, you can do whatever you want in the space. And that's what holds everyone back. They still want to go to the event. They still want to. And don't get me wrong, I was just invited to the Kodak Film Awards. And I said I couldn't make it. It was just like the other night. And they asked me multiple times, Eric, we know you love film. Do you want to come? I said, I just can't. I just don't do a lot of these things anymore. It has to fit into my schedule and it has to be, frankly, across the street. I'm very lazy at this point. But, they know because they know when I come with my evaluation, when I come with what I believe is the truth of the film, it's fair. Whether you like it or not, it's fair. It's never agenda-driven. And that's the issue we have, is you're either agenda-driven or you're beholden to access. I have neither of those things going for me, so in a good way. So that means I'm dangerous. I am the true maverick of this space. Total iconoclast, okay? It's true. Because no one else, do you see me trying to get like a director to come on here? No, I would love it. They'd come on, but I wouldn't hold back. If I had Ridley Scott on, I'd say, Ridley, what were you doing with Gladiator 2? That was a lazy-ass film. And then he'd leave. It would just be like the stream would end. He'd leave. I'd be like, oh, well, I guess we don't have Ridley Scott anymore. I'm not going to change. Do you think I'm all of a sudden going to be like, oh, I love your work? I'm not that guy. Not that guy. They know that, okay? Like, listen, I had a PR group here asking me to do some Anora stuff, and I was just like, listen, I don't like Anora. Like, you guys understand, I'm not going to back something I don't love. If you ask me to come to a Handling the Undead party, I'll be there tomorrow. If you ask me, listen, the last time I really went out and did some of this stuff, the last one was Tar. When they had a Tar event with Kate Blanchett and Todd Field, I'm going. And trust me when I say this, I don't usually do this anymore. I did when I first did it because it was exciting. Oh, I'm talking to this director or this. Let me get a selfie. Trust me, it's out there. Go look for it. I have tons of selfies with like Jennifer Lopez and I don't think I got one with Elizabeth Olsen. Fuck, that was a mistake. God, that was dumb. Bad Weber. But when I look at those events, I go back and I look at Todd Field. I talked to Todd Field, but I didn't talk about Todd Field and how great Tar is. I asked him, where was Hildor's score? He looked at me like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm asking you a question. Where's the score? It's not there. I understand she did a score, but I don't hear it. He's like, it's there. I'm like, I don't know if it's there, Todd. So we had this discussion about whether the score was there. That's what I do. I don't blow smoke up people's asses. I don't have time for that shit. It's lame. Okay? If I love your work, I love your work. If I hate it, I hate it. There's no way to, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But then again, we're going to wipe the slate clean for the next time around. So Sean Baker, you're a theatrical champion, and we love you. We just made you that, right? We literally just made you the theatrical champion here on MMT tonight. But I hate Anora. But your next film, I'm going to wipe the slate clean, and we're going to start over. Okay? It's like an etch-a-sketch, right? You write the etch-a-sketch, and then you lift it up and you start over. That's what I do every time. I don't care who the director is. When I go see Mickey 17 on Thursday, I'm going to rip off the Etch-a-Sketch, and we're going to try. It's fun to say, Etch-a-Sketch. And you're going to rewrite my review of what that film does and does well and does not do well. Okay? That's on Thursday night, live evaluation here on MMT. We'll have it Mickey 17. I really don't have a lot of faith in that film because I don't love Mark Ruffalo doing weird things. In Poor Things, God, that's a Razzie performance, and he's doing the same thing. And apparently he modeled it off of Trump, which is going to piss people off knowing that. That was stupid to even say, but Ruffalo's so political. Listen, guys, we've chimed in about politics, but you're not going to get me on here talking about everything Trump does is great, everything Biden does is bad, or converse whichever way you want to go. I don't care. I will definitely speak out about DEI. I'll speak out a lot more than anyone else will because I believe that merits everything. I don't ever want to deal with DEI. It doesn't even exist in my world. I have never once evaluated a film higher or lower because of the sex or race of the director. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. Why would I do that? That's fucking weird. Oh, The Substance is great film by a female director. Just drop the female part. It's a great film by a really strong director and one that I can't wait to see her next film or his next film. I go back to, remember, my evaluation of St. Maud. Before COVID, I saw that film. I didn't know who directed it. I was blown away by St. Maud. If you've not watched St. Maud, I want to watch the St. Maud trailer. Sorry, guys. This is what you get. I have not watched the St. Maud trailer in a long time. It's my favorite film from 2021. And when you look at that film, it's got Rose Glass just blew me away. But back to why. Here's why I'm bringing it up. Because when I watched the film, I didn't say to myself, "Oh, I wonder who directed this. Is it a woman?" Like, dude, can you even imagine saying that? Like the amount of beta bullshit fuck energy you have saying that. God, it's a woman, therefore it's good. It's good. And let me add something to that. Period. End of discussion. Here's the trailer for St. Maud. My number one film of 2021 was St. Maud. This film is fucking fire.
Dear God, your presence graces the air, and soon everyone will see.
Hi, you Maud?
Yes, hi. It takes nothing special to mop up after the dying.
You're prettier than the last one.
But to save a soul, that's quite something. Bless Amanda's body and bless her mind, which is shrouded in darkness.
When you pray, do you get a response?
Oh, it's like he's physically in me.
Oh, the ending. The ending. Oh, my God.
It's how he guides me.
She's so great, too. I forget her name right now.
Hey.
But I remember sitting here watching this film, and I saw a link because it was during COVID, and I was just like, who directed this? Who directed this? And after it was over, I got on IMDb, and it was a woman. And I went, well, that's nice. I mean, I like the movie either way. So you see, you would never add points to an evaluation because it's a woman. Right? It just wouldn't happen. It's just gross. Like, it's so weak to say that. It makes me, if you said that, I would be like, that's it. We're never talking again. If I met you and you're like, I like this movie because it was directed by a woman. That's it. Or done. I like this woman because it's directed by a minority. Don't care. Was it good? Yeah, great. That's all that matters. Again, go back and you look at, what's it called? The movie that I love, the cinematography this year. You look at that film. I didn't care that it was from a black director. I love the film because it's really good and the vision that he put on that film, right? It's never been about race. It's never been about sex. That's weird, man. It's so weird. No, definitely. Are you talking about, oh my God, what was it called with the three of them? What was the movie with the three different portrayals of rape? Yeah, I mean, it was, right? Well, Duel, the Last Duel. Listen. If you're talking about Last Duel, Sully, let me tell you something. Last Duel, when it has multiple times of Adam Driver's rape scene, why are you doing that? Okay, can we just be real? Why are you doing that twice? There's no reason to show that again. Oh, here's his version. It was still rape. That movie's so fucking weird, man. I like elements of Last Duel, but that was really troubling. Why are you showing that twice? That was already hard enough to get through the first time. But the thing is, right? So if you watch Last Duel, let's do a live evaluation. You're watching 3 different perspectives on the same event, same story, right? And the problem is when you see the recollection, they're almost the same for 2 of them, and the rape is the same. And like, why are you showing that twice? Ridley, you old creep, motherfucker. Right? I mean, the Last Duel, right? That's exactly right. Oh, Gucci. Oh, House of Gucci. No way, man. Are you kidding me? No chance. No chance. I'm trying to think what other, let me think if I can think of another trailer I want to watch here. Any other comments? I've got Gone Girl here. You can start pushing comments. I'm going to watch another. This is now turned into the live trailer reaction here on MMT. I want to thank you all for being here. Almost 600 live. Well, this is fun. Listen, I enjoy the fact that you guys sort of think the show's okay. Is that like the best thing ever to say? I think it's okay. The show's, but you sort of enjoy it. What do I want to watch here? What trailer do we want to watch that I love? What's a film that I love that you've never watched? Let's watch the trailer. Oh, I've got a great film. I've got a film you guys should watch, and it's one of my favorite A24 films, and you guys probably have never watched it. So I'm going to show you the trailer for, you guys ready for this? Here it comes. The End of the Tour. God, I love this movie. Holy hell. Jason Segel, before I get into this, if you've never seen this film, Jason Segel is so good in this film, okay? And I had a chance when I was, a couple years ago, I was in Pasadena. I was still meeting Gore out for beers. We're no longer friends. We're frenemies. No, we're just straight up enemies. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. I was walking down Old Town Pasadena. I had to run over and drop something back at the Nike store. I have way too many pairs of shoes. You guys know I have my gym outfits, my football kits. By the way, tonight's kit is Venetia, and this is one of my favorites. It's Kappa, and it's got the full-on Kappa logos. This thing is this is the player version. I love it. Okay, here's the thing. I'm walking down the street, Old Town Pasadena, and I kid you not, I'm like, God, it's Jason Segel. It's Jason Segel! And I don't usually fanboy out, but you don't understand. End of the Tour is one of my favorite movies of the past decade plus. I think he is so strong. So I had a chance to talk to him, and I was like nervous. I felt like the nervous fanboy. I'm like, Jason, I just wanted to tell you that you should have been nominated for an Oscar for End of the Tour. And he was really low. He's like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Like, no, I mean it. You really robbed that award season. And he's just like, what? Because the funny thing is if you're ever going to encounter me and like you're a star or director, I'm not going to talk about Anora. I'm going to talk about some random thing that was from Florida Project. Or why did you and Red Rocket decide to add the strawberry character at the donut shop? I know the director probably won't like the question, but it's a lot better than, I love your work. Just quickly, we're going to continue here, but this is a true story based on a writer, and Jesse Eisenberg writes for Rolling Stone doing a piece on him. And both of these performances work in simpatico. One of the best 1-2 performances in any film. Go back to, like I mentioned, Last Pope. End of the Tour is one of my favorite A24 films of all the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I screwed that up. We're going back. That's my bad. We're going back. This is a film that should have won 5 Oscars. Segel, I would even put Eisenberg up there. Best Picture, Best Screenplay. 0 Oscar nominations. So here's what's interesting about me talking about End of the Tour here tonight. This is why, honestly, the Oscars don't really matter. The best films don't always win Oscars. In fact, a lot of times they're not nominated. Look no further than Decision to Leave. Decision to Leave is quite literally a masterpiece. 2022 had 2 films at the top. It followed very closely behind by Aftersun. You're talking about 2022 had Tar and Decision to Leave. 2 films that would destroy anything in 2024, including The Substance. They're better than those. 100%. Decision to Leave, from a screenplay perspective, in addition to everything, directions, everything, score, cinematography, editing. Oh my God. This is my movie, right? Funny thing is, we wrote a version. right? We did. That's so weird. And I didn't even know it till now. It kind of hit me. This is exactly the kind of movie I want to watch, right? Character-driven, smart dialogue, real people. Not necessarily that they are in real life, because it was based on true story, because the author's real and Eisenberg's Rolling Stone writer is real. It's about the grounded, authentic feel of this. It is so great. I love the end of the tour. If you guys have not watched this film, I cannot recommend it enough. And I'm going to go to it. We're going to do trailer suggestions. So you guys ready? Here comes the next one. I'm with you on this. This is one of my favorite trailers of all time. And Sully, you came through again, buddy. You came through again. It's time for the good time trailer, everybody. This, let me tell you. Okay, so I was living in Orange County in 2017, and I went to go see, maybe it was La La Land, something small. And I wasn't even as big into film as I am now. I mean, I was into film. I was going to see weird things. And, you know, I started really evaluating films back in Boston when I was working at NECN. And I had a nightly, it wasn't nightly, that'd be brutal. I did a weekly, like, Siskel and Ebert show by myself. It's a version of what we're doing here tonight, only it was a package, like a 5-minute package. I'll see if I can find one and we'll play it sometime. And so when I look at sitting in the theater in Huntington Beach, I still remember. This is funny. Huntington Beach. I went to go see something else, and then this trailer popped up, and I went, "Oh my fucking God, what is this movie?" And then the film delivered.
Next.
You're incredible. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm serious. You think I could have done that without you standing next to me being strong? Are you feeling this? Are you feeling good as I'm feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm cold.
You cold?
Yeah.
Let's get to Virginia, man. Just keep your head down.
That OPN score, oh my God.
Turn around. He's all right. We didn't do it. Whoa! Get back here! Turn around. Let's go! You're under arrest! So I told you about my brother, yeah? Something happened. I don't know exactly what.
Let's make one thing clear. Good Time, much greater than Uncut Gems. No contest, everybody. No fucking contest.
The arrest is being held at Rikers Island.
Love,
Oh my God, that's awful.
make me clean.
Just gotta get him out of there before something bad happens. He could get killed in there.
The pure always act from love. Damned always act.
You need another 10 grand. You get another 10 grand, your brother will get out.
The truth is an act of love.
I think something very important is happening, and it's deeply connected to my purpose.
Every day I think about untwisting and untangling
great.
these strings I'm in to lead a pure life.
Yeah, here's the difference, though. Great point, Johnny. The difference is that the Safdies operate in a very grounded. This film has no joking going on, right? That's Uncut Gems brings in Sandler, obviously not doing Sandler, but still with the NBA stuff, it's just not as gritty. That's what I get back to. With Good Time, you're talking about gritty as fuck. God, this film, and then it's tight. It's like 90 minutes, and it just ends in the back of the police car. Oh my God.
Look ahead in a clear sky. Ain't gonna get there. But it's a nice dream. It's a nice dream.
Hold on. You know what's funny? Hold on. That's the second. Give me a second. I got to see something. There's another trailer that I know it's the one that actually has the. Hold on. It might be this one. Give me a second. Good Time trailer 2. It's the first trailer. Okay, that I like that trailer, but this is we're gonna watch. This is the trailer that blew me away. That wasn't it. This is the one that has Connie. The track Connie. You'll hear it, and when Connie starts, it's just like, dude, that's still on my gym playlist. I'm like, oh my God, fucking Connie's on, and I like start throwing shit around the gym.
Next.
You're incredible. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm serious. You think I could have done that without you standing next to me being strong? Are you feeling
There it
this?
is.
Are you feeling good as I'm feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm cold.
You cold?
Yeah.
Let's get to Virginia, man. Just keep your head down. Turn around. He's all right. We didn't do it.
Wait for it. I'll tell you when Connie starts. Wait, hold on. Is it the same one?
10 grand.
Where's the one?
Strings I'm in.
Damn it! Where's the one? Where's the one that has the? There was a short like teaser that has the Connie track. Okay, here's the Connie track. Let's just watch the. Let's just watch the fucking movie. Get ready. Wait.
Dog, man. Listen, you just gotta. Oh, what's up?
Watch this. This is the closing scene, dude. This is fucking perfection. You don't understand. Right here. Dude, there it is. There's Connie. It plays the entire, right? Oh my God. It just keeps bringing it into his eyes. Woo, baby. Good time. Listen, I'm going to be straight with you guys. I wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for a few films. One is Drive. One is Good Time. Ghost Story. These are films that just like woke me up, shook my soul, and said, dude, this is what cinema's all about. It's the rush, right? It's that rush of sitting through and watching a good time and not know. I didn't know anything about the Safdies. I didn't know anything about anything. And when that thing came on, I just went, oh my God, I was blown. I walked out of that theater and I was just like, this is fucking cinema, when that thing came right? On, I just went, oh my God. Wait, I'm watching myself. Blown. That's not what I want to watch. Why am I watching me? That's weird. Hold on, let me find it. I'm going to find another thing that I love. Hold on for a second. Let me see if they have the final scene, Ghost Story, because I love that. The finish is just unbelievable.
Right now. You gotta get back here right fucking now. Dude, he left me.
Hold on. Ending a Ghost Story. Here it is. I think I played it before. Let's watch it again. Okay, this is going to be hard for me. This is going to be very, very difficult for me to watch this. Because every time that I watch this ending, whenever I play this song, it's called Safe, Safe, Safe from Daniel Hart. Whenever I play this song, I still have it on my iPod track list. I was going through a lot of shit when this movie came out. And this song, this composition from this film is emotional for me. Like, you know how you listen to something during a time of your life that was like tough or something that happened? This is exactly what happened. And this film, I sat in the theater after watching Ghost Story and this ending, and I didn't know what to do. I was paralyzed. I was paralyzed watching this because of the symphonic beauty of what we're about to watch. The ending of A Ghost Story is absolute spiritual perfection. Listen, I have not been spiritually moved by a film like Ghost Story, maybe ever, because remember I talked about ideas? The idea of being trapped in a house and unable to move on to the next level, whatever that is, we don't know, and having to exist as the ghost, watching your former wife, watching other people who've lived in the same house. Listen, if you ever want to watch a terrible version of Ghost Story, watch Here with Tom Hanks. Ghost Story is spiritually beautiful. It's humanity just profuse. And then you watch Here, same idea, everything in one location. But Ghost Story has so many elements that just blow you away. And I'll tell you what, if you were to ask me what director, I can't wait to see whatever's next, whether I love his next film or not, one of the most versatile directors we have going is David Lowery. It is definitely not Eggers. Okay, it's not Eggers. It is David Lowery. And listen, if we're the David Lowery of YouTube movie channels and X channels, then that's a win. That's a win. I'd rather be David Lowery than Eggers any day of the week, okay? Because Eggers has never imbued a film with the level of emotion and humanity that A Ghost Story has. I don't want to hear about the pie scene. I don't care. That film is about loss. That film is about moving on. And at the end, he finally gets closure because he reads what his wife wrote and stuck in the crack. This is what I'm talking about. This is fucking cinema, people. This is what I want to do. This is why I'm here tonight. This scene, these movies, that's what I want to talk about. We can still do a few more Oscars things, but that's why the Oscars don't matter. Guess how many Oscars Ghost Story has? 0. Guess how many Oscars A Good Time has? 0. Guess how many Oscars End of the Tour has? 0. Guess how many Oscars Handling the Undead has? 0. These are all films that are masterful, so I don't care about the Oscars. It doesn't matter. It is just an honorary trophy. Occasionally it matters, like a Parasite. Otherwise, in general, no. Look at Tar. Didn't win any. Everything Everywhere won. Are you kidding me? Now it's cool to say that. I said that way back in 2022. So those of you who don't have the fucking guts to say it when it matters, welcome to the show, because we don't play around. When it's time to go, I'm not afraid. I'll go first. I do not wait. I'm not going to sit back. I'm not going to wait for everyone else. There's no consensus with me. I am the fucking consensus. You got it? That's how you have to approach life. You don't worry about other people. You do your fucking thing, okay? Here's Terrible film. I mean, CRB, welcome to the channel. You asked me about, is this the worst win ever? And, listen, I saw Nomadland, Green Book, you look at Crash. From a screenplay perspective, tonight's win by Anora is the worst I've ever seen. It's worse than Crash, worse than Green Book, worse than Nomadland. I really like Nomadland. It's grounded. Right? I love any film that is going to be super based in reality. Okay? Listen, I can get on with a film that is not, obviously, I love a Dune. I think Dune's way better than Dune 2. But if you're asking me, what film do I want to watch? I want to watch The Tar. I want to watch A Ghost Story. End of the Tour. What do they say? They all have in common. They're all grounded. Even Handling the Undead, film that's about a zombie outbreak, it's more about humanity and losing your loved ones. What would you do if they came back, but they weren't really the person you loved? You see, this is what we're talking about. The ideas of what it means to be a person, a human, what it is to live this experience. That's what I want to explore. That's what we wrote, right? That's the script we wrote. We didn't write a script. Sci-fi, crazy, insane shit happening. This stuff's grounded. This stuff's about people trying to struggle to survive, okay? We don't have enough blue-collar films. We've talked about this before. You look at Chris Pratt. He said that a few years ago. He said, we don't have enough blue-collar films. Everyone dragged him. First of all, I'll say that all night. You won't drag me for fucking shit. I'll say we don't have enough blue-collar films every stream. What does that mean? That means people struggling, living on the margins, okay? I want to see the average person trying to pay for their rent. Like, again, go back to Anora. That is a film that should have been grounded in her struggle to become something in this world, but instead turns into this goofball. Here I married this Russian oligarch's kid, and he's a Yakov Smirnoff knockoff, and we're going to run around New York looking for him with his Instagram page. That's fucking terrible. I'm here to tell you guys, if I wrote Anora, I would be embarrassed of what I wrote. I don't even care if I won an Oscar. I'd be like, I'm a fraud. The film fraud is me because this is terrible. That's because it is bad. What we wrote is great. It is. It's really great. We're having some pushback because the thing is like what we write is not showy. It's not box office driven. It is quality, humanity, grounded, lived in, all of those things, and real. And that doesn't work for a lot of people. They're like, this isn't sensational enough. My biggest problem with a lot of films is we go too far. And Anora should have been, again, a very grounded film about a stripper / whatever you want to call her. And she is trying to make it in the world. She runs across a guy. We can even keep the Russian part, but let's make him, again, less cartoonish and make him more grounded. And maybe she really falls in love with him, but he actually has traits that you say, oh, well, I love this guy. Maybe I want to be with this guy, okay? And then, then you can operate from a space of this feels real rather than everyone's yelling at each other and here comes the Russian mob's family and they're going to say, let's get this annulled, let's fly to Vegas. It's like, the cartoonish, outlandish version of what should have been written. Same thing for Red Rocket. That's Sean's problem. outside of, Tangerine, but really Red Rocket, Grounded doesn't have a lot of elements to take you out of the film. I want to watch a film that does not have someone doing something that you're, what the fuck, why are you doing that? That's dumb. I don't understand why the character's doing that. You took me out of the movie. I just watched a movie last night called Ex-Husbands, and it's a very small film. It has a great idea that I think the characters are well written. The screenplay has some issues, and I think the score's bad. And I know I talk about that all the time, but the thing that I love about watching a film like an Ex-Husbands is at least I'm getting something from the characters that don't feel like all of a sudden I'm being taken out of the film because one of the characters says something that's like, what? What is that? You just don't want to do that with the script. And Nora does that as soon as we have the Russian kid come in, and he's doing the Yakov Smirnoff impersonation, and it's just bad. It's bad. It's fucking bad. Anora's terrible. We love Sean Baker. We hate Anora. I mean, it's no shades of, if I were to grade Anora, it's a 1, right? Did we say 1% out of 100? I mean, it's an F. It's a hard F. It's not like even a shade of. There's no shades of gray with Anora, right? With Anora, for some films, I'm going to say shades of gray. Like if you tell me a Conclave you loved, I'm going to say, I understand. I'm going to tell you that Two Popes is better, but I understand why you love it. Or why you like it. I'm going to understand at least why you at least sort of... When you talk about Anora being a great film, I'm going to ask you why, and you can't tell me. You're going to say, because... You can't. There's nothing. You can't tell me cinematography. You can tell me direction, but direction's fine. It's fine. Like I said, it's solid. We said that when we first reviewed the film. But the problem is, from a screenplay perspective, it's terrible. It needs to be completely rewritten, and it's not the film it should have been. And I know, right, you don't want to review a film about what it should have been, what you wanted out of it, but here's what I do want. I do want the best version of the film that it could have been. The biggest crime that I see so often when I watch these films is I'm watching the worst version or a bad version of what should have been written. Emilia Perez, bad version of what should have been written. Anora, bad version of what should have been written. Conclave, okay version of what should have been written. Okay, Substance, a great version of what should have been written, right? That's the thing. Complete Unknown, a great version of what should have been written. Okay? So that is the measure. So you see, and I know that what I'm doing requires a lot of NPC thinking, okay? I get it. Not everybody can go there. I would rather you go to a movie and start turning your brain on and thinking, what would I change? What would I do better? What would I do? Because that is the true mark of you being engaged in what you're watching. Yes, you're also letting it wash over you, but you're saying, how could I make this better? We do it all the time. We call it Weber's Fix, MMT Fix. How would I fix the film? For Anora, more grounded, less cartoonish. There's the fix, okay? Not the direction. Not the performances, although Yakov Smirnoff has to change. But, right, the bald Russian guy, he's fine. Borisov, whatever his name is. But the film isn't the version that should have been made. And the problem is now, if I wrote a script about a stripper who's trying to make it in Jersey and she runs across a Russian, let's just say I had the exact same idea, but it was way better and way more grounded and way more just gritty, like Good Time. You guys would be like, well, we already had that. That's the problem. Once we have a film that comes in and does the thing, we can't rewrite the thing. So now we're screwed because now there could have been a version of a dark, gritty, pretty woman. And it's not Anora. It's not. It is not Anora. If Anora were Good Time, gritty, it would be great. It's not, and therefore it's not a great film. It is really bad. It's a terrible script, and I will not move off the fact it's one of the worst scripts of all time to ever win Best Picture. Certainly original screenplay as well, but Best Picture, this is a bad loss. This is the worst loss of all time. Worst win of all time. Biggest L ever for the Oscars tonight, even over Coda, Everything Everywhere, Crash, Shakespeare in Love. It does not matter. This is the worst win by any film in the history of the Oscars. I know that, and history will know that soon. History will 100% know that. A few more comments. What's the screen unseen? I don't know. Gone Girl, I'm not answering it. I don't care about screen. I don't know what it is. It might be Novocaine tomorrow night. All right, you guys get me for like another 8. I'm out 2 hours. I'm doing a 2-hour stream, and then I'm off. And then I'm done. Open comments. No screen unseen shit. Gone Girl's back. Looks like Gone Girl cleaned himself up, and he's back. He's pushing comments. So let's see what he comes up with. It's all you. I preferred Conclave to Anora. Was in control the last 10 minutes where Anora fell apart. Well, listen, again, RB, you're seeing it. You get it. So welcome to MMT. You understand what we're watching here. You're watching a film that starts off with that Take That remix. You've got the scene, you've got this grounded, and then all of a sudden, here comes the Russian kid doing Yakov Smirnoff, and you're like, whoa, what's happening? And I was in the theater, AMC Burbank, watching this thing on the Screen Unseen or an early screening, and I remember going, whoa, hold on, whoa, what are we doing here, Sean? And then, oh man, it was done, right? It didn't get better. I've seen films before that start to do something that don't work and then they somehow recover. I go back to Parasite, right? I did not love the violence outbreak at the end. Initially, I was like, I don't know what's happening tonally, but I'm not here for it. But then, right, by the close with dad still in the house, flashing lights. That is brilliant. So yes, you finish, right? So again, I call it a roller coaster. You go down, back up, and then you hit that high and you're like, Parasite's the best film that I've seen in a very long time. I love Shoplifters, a film from 2018. You talk about recent films I love that, Shoplifters is a hell of a film. I mean, a fucking hell of a film. But you look at, these are all screenplays, right? The screenplay has to be there. Even Substance, as much as aesthetically it's cool, it's got a lot of interesting things, the score and the choices. I love that intro of how, listen, what you talk about how to set up the land, how to set up your rules of your film, right? With that opening sequence of the Substance, it's got the techno going boom, boom, boom. Let's watch that. I'm gonna show you. This is how you do it, and you do it in like what, 2 minutes, right? The openings when it tells you the rules, right? The Substance. Let's see what it is. I can find it here. It's the rules of what the Substance are. Once you watch that, you're like, this is good, and it's short and it's tight. This is how you write it. Right? This is exactly how you do this segment. Give me a second. Let me find it. Where is it? The Substance rules. Let me see if it says rules. Here it is. The Substance rules scenes. Damn it. Did they get rid of it? It was here. That sucks. I had it. Hold on, let's look. I had it here. Where is it? Why did they get rid of that? That's like the best thing where it's like boom, 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 boom. The Substance intro. It's not really the intro, but let's see if I can find it that way. Aerobic scene, trailer, score, teaser. Damn it. Did they get rid of it? It was awesome. I played it during the initial evaluation. It's so good. I feel like we should watch something that is... Oh, God, hold on. Great. Here you guys. Okay, I'm going to do this for the last 8 minutes. We're going to watch Grace Randolph's stream. I have to do it. I can't find it. By the way, if you want to remember for Grace Randolph, $6.99 for live chat access. Wow. $12.99. I need to raise my prices. Why would you ever... $12.99 for what? Ask me anything. Why do you do what you do, Grace? Let's listen to what she has to say. Let's just see. Remember how I started? Let's see how Grace starts tonight.
If you were watching on Hulu, you missed Best Actress and Best Picture. Although at that point, you kind of knew the way the night was going. Anora sweep! I love a party. I don't even love that movie, but I still love a party. And there were worse alternatives. But yeah.
Were there? What were they? Amelia Perez, according to her?
Yes, I had to. Not only did I have to upload all these pictures.
She has a lot of advertising on her screen.
Right as I was getting ready to go on live, I didn't realize that
she's already stumbled more than me in my hour that I've done. 2 hours.
My iPhone took all the pictures as HEIC files, which don't go into the OBS.
Is this
system.
legal? What I'm doing?
So I had to duplicate every single one of them, rename
Holy
them.
Shit! Time out. She's literally 9. Hold on for a second, everybody. I'm going to go just for a second. Do you want to watch the beginning of my stream? Let's just do that just for shits and giggles, everybody, because guess what she's doing? I'm going to show you. That's the start of her screen talking about renaming files. You guys ready? Here's the start of my stream tonight, and then you guys tell me which one was better. You guys ready? Can we watch the live? I'm going to watch myself live. Give me a second. Hold on. Here it is. Here, you guys ready? Here it is. This is the live. This is my version. You ready? Which one's better? Grace's or mine's? This is what we're watching. Me. Ready? Grace's start or this? Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Let's pump it. This guy's better than Grace Randolph. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah. Which is better, everybody? Come in and vote. It's way better. I love the song. You guys know that. This guy's good. This guy's really fucking good. My favorite part of the film, this track, right? Right? Which is better?
Take that remix. This guy's better. And boom, boom. Here we go. Live from the city of angels.
Okay, let's go back to Grace and watch for a second. Which one's better?
And then put them in
Hold
order.
on.
So I had to duplicate every single one of them, rename them, resave them as JPEGs, then upload them into OBS, and then put them in order.
Back to me. It's Sunday night. And it's Oscars 2025 officially to bed here tonight. And
back to Grace.
So let's talk about it, all right? So I have stuff. There will be polls. We'll do some polls. I know you guys like polls. Thank you for joining me.
Oh my God, it's not even
right
close.
Oscars, kind of.
I mean,
right
but it's better,
Oscars
right?
wrapped.
Which one? Back to me. One more time. Back to me. Conflicted. Because if you're watching the Oscars tonight, you saw Sean Baker give that speech, impassioned speech about cinema.
Who is this guy?
All we care about. Back to Grace.
I thought the stage was only okay, but here's how the stage looked. Woo, woo. All right, then I thought this was one of my favorite.
One more
visuals
time.
to
Back
come
to
out
me.
of the
You
night.
guys vote. Which one's better? Here's me, Frozen.
I don't know what to do. Let's listen to the song breakdown and then I'll think for a second. Here we go. You're banned, Sully. Ban him. Get him out of here. Look, he's got energy. Fucking slap, baby. Let's go.
Back to Grace.
Then I took a poll. Now, to be fair, this poll was before Anora started to sweep with momentum. This was kind of like in a lull, which is why I.
Listen.
Sorry, my allergies.
Oh my God. How many subscribers does she have? I'm going to go cry as I get ready to end the stream. She has 937,000 subscribers. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go cry. I'm going to just go and just break down knowing that we don't have anywhere near. Can you imagine if we had 937,000 subscribers? This would be the craziest off the chain. Thank you. Going back to 2014 for that off the chain stream ever. But instead, we're stuck with whatever we have. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is, man. I don't even care if I had to do a stream like Grace Randolph, the guy down by the river. Hold on. Let's just watch another second. She talking about JPEGs again. Just one more second.
Slow the car down so you can roll out, and I will pick you up when you are done. And I was like, whoa, it's that bad? But since then, said friend has gone again and has enjoyed it quite a bit. And so much so that I really would like to go there. I would like to go to there, as Tina Fey has said.
What
and
the
they
fuck
said,
is happening?
Apparently they want to make sure you keep going back.
She's talking about an exhibition at the Academy Museum versus what just happened? This is bad. I'm going to watch this guy, and then we're getting out of here. One more time. Let's listen to this guy one more time. Then we're out of here. Sunday night. This is our big Oscars post-game that we've been doing now for 3 years. So much better. And it's one of my favorite nights. Even if you think last year was bad, which I would agree. It's very meta what we're doing here. I don't know, but I like that guy's kit. One more time. That's tonight. Team Venetia. Wow. Thanks for being here live. I'm exhausted. 2 hours. Thanks for being here. As always, a pleasure. Stop this guy. He just talks for 2 hours straight. How does he do a 2-hour stream talking to himself? That's weird. Thanks for being here, guys. Always a pleasure. Really fun tonight. And we'll be back on Thursday unless something breaks. Listen, I'm going to try to post some videos during the week if anything big happens. You know, just like a short little thing here from the studio about X, about Y, whatever it is. And then on Thursday, the live MMT evaluation of Mickey 17, which we won't talk about, you know, a new exhibition at the Academy Museum to open. We'll talk about the film. Maybe I'll talk about having to change the JPEG on the movie, but that depends on if I feel like it. more than likely, we'll probably just discuss whether Bong's film after Parasite is great or if it is a total miss. We'll have that live for you on Thursday night. One more time as we get out of here. Any comments? Let's do an open comment finish here because I have not done one and we're almost done. I've got time for anything that you didn't get to tonight. This is called the Comment Blast Closeout. The last time we're ever going to get to hear this song, more than likely, because as you guys know, Anora is a Best Picture winner, and I'm never going to talk about it again. One more time, the Comment Blast Closeout. Gone Girl, get ready, set, go. We're going to play this until it's over. This is the last time we're ever talking about Anora, so don't ever bring it up. If you have something to say about Anora, say it now or forever hold your peace, whatever the phrase is. I'm doing that kid in the meme. You know that thing where he does the dance? I've lost my mind. This is what happens when I have 2 beers. Watch out! I mean, I love the song. You guys know that. Welcome to you know this channel. It's not surprising to you. Chris Stuckman puts you to bed. And listen, you can say all the things you want about me and this channel. We don't put you to bed. We probably keep you up past your bedtime. That's pretty good. No, I don't think it's going to be... No, I don't. It could be. If it is, I'll be excited. We'll have a live evaluation. If Mickey 17 is the screen unseen tomorrow, live evaluation tomorrow night. 100%. If it's not, no. If it is, yes. Is that clear enough? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which one? Oh, you liked... I imagine it's Hailing the Undead you're talking about. Oh, our song's almost over. Donnie Darko. Cool. Right? Weird. Fucking weird. Give me weird, but also make it work. Parasite's amazing. Last time we get to hear this song, I'm kind of sad. In a way, I'm kind of sad that I don't get to hear this again anytime soon because it's like it's the end. It's the cap of ever having to talk about Anora again. I've only played it more than any other song we've ever played here. It's almost over. Yeah, Matt, good call. Love The Wrestler. 100%. 100%. That's my kind of film. That's my film. Fight Club. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it goes out there, but it works, right? It's a lot to say about modern society back then, and even now, what it's like to be a dude. Art. Paul Weber, Through the Male Gaze. 70 cent in the pocket. Yeah, you know, exactly. Sometimes the studios ruin things. I wouldn't. Make me a studio head. We'll make it good. That's it. Live from the City of Angels. That's the last time we ever hear Take That, the remix. Thanks for being here live from the City of Angels. As always, we'll see you back here Thursday night. Unless tomorrow night, if it is Mickey 17, Screen Unseen, we'll be back live. Otherwise, get the notifications. Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Peace out. Goodbye, Anora, for the final time. Thank God it's over.